Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the video. In today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I never really talked about before on YouTube. I kind of get nervous about it because I don't want people to put me in a box, basically. And it's like already kind of been happening over on TikTok. So it's just, I, yeah. So anyway, every day on TikTok, I've been reading uh, Bible verses every day, different chapters, different verses. And right now we're in Psalms. If you want to go check that out, my TikTok will be linked down below. But anyway, so I've been reading a little bit of the Bible in there every day because I want to have a better relationship with God. And I also want to learn more about history and understand things a little bit better. So that's what I've been doing. And I also want to build good habits for myself because there's a lot of negativity in, you know, in social media. And you see terrible things happening every day. And there is terrible things happening every day. And it's just so negative. I like reading the Bible and praying. It helps me feel a little bit more at peace, a little bit more at ease. And yeah, so a rule I've always heard, like ever since I was in school, is don't talk about your religion. And that's one of the main reasons why I was like, oof, about this. And I'm not even religious, okay? And you're like, what? I'm not religious. I believe in God. And you're like, but you read the Bible, you follow the Bible. I don't follow the Bible. I read the Bible. Not everything in the Bible I agree with. Not everything in the Bible I do. And that is just a part of being a human because you interpret things different and I interpret things a little differently than others. And I also believe that God loves everybody and you should love everybody. And that's very important. And I don't think that God would want people to hate other people because of his word, which wasn't even his word, mind you. It was his followers' words. It was the disciples' words, the man's words, not his. So that's my whole thing with that. But I believe in God, I pray to God, and I know that I have a desire to share. And ever since reading the Bible every day, doing something that God would want me to do, it's been very fulfilling. I haven't been as easy to be angry. I've been more peaceful. My life has been more peaceful. It's been a little bit more low key, you know what I mean? And like, besides the people that I can't control in my life disturbing the peace, I I still feel pretty peaceful and I know that I can't control other people. I can only control myself, how I feel and how I react. So that's how I feel about that. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to disagree with me. But I never understood that rule to no talking about your religion in school. And that's because I never really knew religion. Like I always knew God. I did grow up in a church and I do know about religion. I just know about God more. And I've experienced God and you're like, how do you know that? But at 6 years old, I believe, 5 or 6 years old, I had a surgery and It was pretty intense and it was pretty scary because it was my legs, and I was scared that I would never be able to walk again. And that was like a genuine fear of mine. And I was like, okay, look, I go to church. I believe in God. Okay. But if I make it out of this surgery and I'm able to walk for the rest of my life, I believe in God. Like, and I will never doubt it ever. Like, which I did in middle school. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Well, we will talk about that. But anyway, I was able to walk again, and I was able to walk again in such a way, like, I was just chilling on the couch one day. I had to go pee. I used my instincts as a human. I got up and walked to the bathroom without my walker, and I was like, "What?" It was without my walker, and I was like, "Well, I just did that. Can I walk?" Like, and I tried walking around a little bit more, and I could do it. And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And ever since that day, ever since that prayer, ever since that's my, like, I believe in God story. Cause like it's so scary to lose your senses, and being able to walk is a sense, in my opinion, because not everybody has the ability to walk. And I was losing this ability, I thought, and I didn't want to lose that ability. And I prayed not to lose it, and I did not. So that's my testimony. And that was kind of my first interaction with God, not the religion. And I also want to talk about the religion, which you're probably like, what? I'm talking about the Christianity religion. It's so it's so messy because it's so diverse. There's so many different kinds. Like so many different kinds. Like you got hateful ones, you got Baptist, you got like all unorthodox, like all sorts of like different things. And I feel like the hateful ones really ruin it for other people, and that's the reason people are atheist or um something like that. Like they're just like, I don't believe in that. Like, and they stray away from it because people tell them that God hates them, and that's people saying that, not God. God does not hate you. God does not hate anybody. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. And a lot of people are like, well, why do bad things happen? Like, if God is real, why doesn't God prevent bad things from happening? He gave us free will. And just like his goodness, there is evilness, there is darkness, there is El Diablo. Like, it's like not funny. Like, it's true. Like, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But I don't really identify with that. And I don't really identify with the Bible either, surprisingly. And there is good messages in there. Like, there really is. But I just don't. I just. Like, I'm reading it because I know that parts of it are true, and I know that it's like Jesus was a real person. Like, like this is like a real part of history. Like, you know what I mean? And there is like some true things sprinkled in there, but for the most part, like all of it, it's man's word. Like Psalms are literally prayers. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's, but I feel like if you are lost, if you need something positive to look at, the Bible is a really good place. And you're probably like, what? There's so much death and destruction in the Bible. And like, yeah, there is. But like, I don't know. Just God is there. And like, that's true about life too. God is always there. Even whenever you don't think so, God is everywhere. And how I would say it is I believe in God. I love God. I pray to God. I try to be good, whatever that means. And I try to do the right thing. And that's how I feel everybody should be. But it's not. It's not because evil exists. Like it exists in the world. Stupidity exists. Ignorance exists. All of that exists. And we just gotta live with that. We can't control it. So like all I know is me and my relationship with God, and that's all I'm really worried about, not the religion aspect of it. And I feel like that saying from school, like anytime you bring up God, don't talk about religion. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about that. Don't. But when I'm talking about God, I'm talking about God. I'm not talking about religion. Okay? Okay. Anyway, that's just my take on that. I don't know if that made any sense. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big old thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want and let me know what other videos you want to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Don't forget to stay bananas. Bye bye. Subscribe.